guys, we're live. We have our full body class today. We're gonna get started. Michelle's gonna do the movements. I'm gonna talk you through it and we'll get going. So should we start with a warm up first?
Sounds good.
Okay. So we'll get warmed up. We'll start with some arm circles to get those arms moving. Awesome job. Now switching directions, so going the other way. Nice big arm circles. Staying up nice and straight, keeping that chest up, shoulders back. Awesome job. Now we're going to do some hip circles. So opening up those hips, knees up, keeping that balance. Great job, like you're stepping over a fence.
I like these. I did these lying down for the first time the other day.
Oh yeah, it's a great exercise, yeah. And now we'll switch directions, so turning our leg in. Awesome work. Now we'll step out into a lunge, so warming up for that movement. Keeping that core nice and tight, chest up.
Is this a sign of what's to come?
Yeah, a little hint. Now we'll walk out to plank position. We'll do some shoulder taps. So walking out and then shoulder taps. So nice plank position, keeping that core engaged. Try not to turn your hips too much as you reach side to side. Now we'll go down onto our hands and knees, reaching one arm through and twisting up. And get that stretch.
Threading the needles.
Threading the needle.
This one always feels really good.
It's a good stretch for the back. And we'll switch sides. So other arm through, reaching up. Nice and slow and controlled, getting that stretch in. Awesome work. Now we're going to go back out to plank and then we're going to step into a lunge. So reaching that one foot forward, stepping into a lunge, pushing those hips forward and we're going to reach up.
Backing down?
Backing down, yeah, reaching up. Now we'll switch sides.
I need to do this more.
This is a good one. One of my favorite warm-up stretches. Great work. So now we're going to hold into that lunge. We're going to sit back, reaching for our toes, stretching those hamstrings. So back nice and straight. Great job. So now we're going to switch sides. So other foot forward. Reaching for that toe. Getting a nice stretch in those hamstrings. And now we'll stand up for a nice little warm up. So we'll do a quick jog on the spot to get warmed up. And some jumping jacks. And we'll finish off with some skaters. So side to side, moving those arms.
Just getting fit for the summer. Yay!
Okay, great work, guys. So we'll get our workout started. So we're going to have 4 exercises. We're going to do 2 rounds, working about maybe like 40 seconds per exercise. 2 rounds of that. We have some cardio, and then we have another 4 exercises. So all the exercises are going to be strength-based with a cardio break in the middle. So our first one is going to be a bicep curl to overhead press. So you're going to curl up and then pressing up overhead. So we'll get started in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So feet are shoulder width apart, keeping that chest up again, core engaged, bicep curl, and then up to overhead press. So a nice controlled movement, especially that bicep curl. If you're swinging the weights too much, maybe grab something a little lighter. So again, pressing up overhead. Great job. And don't forget to breathe.
I can already feel this.
And last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Next we have our sumo squat. So a nice wide squat stance, different than your normal regular squat stance. You're gonna go down and then back up. So holding the weights down, sending those hips back, pushing through your heels. We'll get started. So if you have one weight or two, that's the option for this movement. Or if you have a heavy object is another option. So backpack, fill it up, or laundry detergent, whatever you've got, make it work.
I love that, putting the backpack on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like it.
So keeping that chest up as you come up from that squat, core nice and tight. 10 seconds left.
Did I jump to this too, even having weights at home, I guess?
Exactly, yes. So body weight, you can add a bit of a jump. Great work. Now our next movement is going to be a plank walkout to shoulder tap. So you're gonna start from standing. You're gonna walk out to your plank position. So inchworm walking out, shoulder tap, twice each arm, so alternating, so 4 total, and then walking back up, standing up, and then back down. So we'll get started. So for that shoulder tap, keeping that core engaged, squeezing your glutes, keeping those hips nice and even, not tipping too much side to side.
Can you give me a hint? When I walk back, do I want my knees to be straight and hinge at the hips? Or do I want to go from the squat to stand? Or does it matter?
Hinge at the hips, so more like a deadlift movement. Yeah. But a slight bend in the knees always, and then hinge at the hips. Last one. This is kind of like a full body movement. It's a really good one, especially for body weight if you don't have weight. Our next movement is going to be a single leg glute raise. So you're going to be on the ground. If you have a mat, you can grab that. So you're going to be in that glute bridge position. So you want to put your heel nice and close to that heel that's on the ground. Your other leg is going to be extended out, and then you're going to raise up and lower back down. So squeezing those glutes and then lowering back. So pushing into the heel of that standing foot as she raises up.
And you don't have to use the weight, right?
Right.
That side.
So you can use the weight or without, either or. Still a good movement.
I want the weight.
Great work, guys. Keep going.
These are hard.
Yeah. It's tiring after 40 seconds. And last 15 seconds.
And then we have to do the other side still.
Oh, that's right.
It's good. It's gonna build my booty.
And so we'll switch sides. So opposite side, other leg out. Again, pushing into the ground through the heel of the standing foot and raising and then lowering back down. You want to keep that core nice and tight, raising your hips up and then back, squeezing those glutes at the top.
I'll probably do it without weight for round 2.
Yeah.
They're tough. They burn.
It looks so easy. Much challenging. And last 10 seconds.
Back in my day, they had videos that they were like, feel the burn. I feel it.
These are also great with a band, if you have a band.
Nice.
Okay, awesome job. So now we're gonna go back for round 2, back to our bicep curl to strict press. We'll give you guys a couple seconds to kind of transition, a little rest. We'll get started in about 15 seconds.
Get a little bit of water.
Yeah, shake it out.
Water. I brought coffee by accident instead. So
Oh.
probably not a good thing.
Okay, we'll get started in 10 seconds. And 5, 3, 2, let's go. So again, feet are shoulder width apart, bicep curl to overhead press. So for this bicep curl, we're gonna do a hammer curl. So arms are down, dumbbells are that way, and then back stepping up overhead.
Like you're holding a hammer.
Yes, exactly.
Thumbs up, palms. I like this.
seconds left.
And all these videos are on our website as well. And we're going to be sharing the links with you guys soon. So in addition to our Facebook page, you'll be able to search them. And they're all on our YouTube channel as well.
So they'll be available at any time if you want to get a workout in. Great work. So now we're going to move to our sumo squat. So back to that nice wide squat stance, toes pointed out. You're going to hold the weight down, arms extended, and then standing back up. So sending those hips back, pushing into the ground through your heels, and then core nice and tight. Great work.
You can also add a pulse at the bottom here,
Yeah,
make it a little bit more
pulsing.
challenging if you don't want to add a jump, and if you don't have weight at home.
Or is it an option?
Why did I suggest that?
I did
I
that
don't know.
yesterday. I'm sore from them today. And last 10 seconds. So yes, if you want to make it more challenging, add that pulse at the bottom. Even if you don't have a weight, it's still a challenging movement without. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Next we have our plank walkout to shoulder taps. So a total of 4 shoulder taps, walking out to plank, and then back. So as she stands up from that plank walkout, it's more like a deadlift. She has a slight bend in the knees, she's moving at the hips, back to standing.
And the wider your feet are, the easier it is
Yes, that's
to
true.
maintain that core integrity. So you want to make it harder for your feet together. But then I get yelled at by Elsa Joy for moving my hips too much, so I'm keeping mine wide.
Awesome job. Last 10 seconds. So keep that core nice and tight. Great work, guys. And we'll let her finish this one. And done. Great work. Now we'll finish off with our single leg glute raise. So each side.
I'm gonna let the weight down. It's
Okay,
fine.
no weight.
No weight.
We'll get started. So again, pushing into the ground through that heel that's on the ground, and then raising up, and then lowering back down. Great work.
Now what's the difference between these Elsa Joy and doing them through leg up? Is there a difference or is it just personal preference?
It's just personal preference. Yeah. I prefer to do them with my leg extended, but a lot of people prefer bent. So it's more personal preference and mobility at one.
Yeah, because this is hard in the hamstring
Yes.
to keep that leg straight up.
Yes, exactly. Kind of depending on the challenge you want, you can switch it up. And we have 10 seconds left, then we'll switch sides. So now we're going to switch legs. So other leg out, extending out, and then back up. So pushing into the ground again through that heel and your shoulders, raising up, engaging those glutes. Great work. And we have our last 10 seconds. Three, 2, and rest. So we'll take a quick break and then we have our cardio break. So nice 3-minute burst of cardio. Start that in the, there you go, 20 seconds. Sure. So our 3 movements for our cardio, we're gonna work 30 seconds through each one for 2 rounds. So first one we have ski jacks. So it's like a jumping jack, but your legs are gonna go forward instead and keeping those arms moving. So opposite arm. So ski jacks is our first movement. Next we have sprawls. So you're gonna start that in plank position. You're gonna jump your feet forward into a squat and then back out. You can also step your feet in and out as well. So stepping back and stepping in back to back squat. So that would be easier versus the jumping. And then we have a light jog on the spot. You can pick up the pace if you want to make it more challenging, but keep those arms moving or high knees. Kind of make it work for you, make it work for your level. Get that workout in. So we'll get started in 10 seconds. So starting with those ski jacks. Starting in 3, 2, let's go. So 30 seconds, 2 rounds.
And they can do this with no impact as well, right?
Yes, exactly. So you can just do step outs. Keep those arms moving, getting that heart rate up. So then less impact if you have knee issues or if you live in an apartment, no jumping.
Oh yeah, sometimes I forget that.
Yeah. Great work. We have 10 seconds left. Okay, now we're going to switch to our sprawls. So out to plank position. So you can step in or jump into that squat and then back down. So again, less impact if you have knee problems or again, live in an apartment. Make it work for you. Just keep moving. Last 10 seconds. Great work. Now we're going to stand up. We have our jog on the spot. So again, this can be for each level. So it can be a light jog or it can be high knees. So keeping your hands in front, reaching for those hands.
You know what's really impressive is Elsa Joy not only teaches and does the movement. I don't know how she can do that because I'm already out of breath. I don't think I can talk the whole time while doing this.
Definitely adds an extra challenge.
Oh, for sure.
I always say if you want to make it more challenging, keep talking the whole way through.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Great work. And that's it. Well, that was our first round. Now we're going to go to round 2.
Yay.
Back to our ski jacks.
All right.
So we'll get started now. So back to those ski jacks.
Yeah, 3 minutes, so 1.5 minutes times 2, right?
Yes, that's right.
30
So
seconds.
3 minutes. This little cardio is a little harder than it looks too. I always expect. Get moving. Great work. And 10 seconds, we're going to switch back to those sprawls. And 3, 2, 1. So back to plank. Out to that squat, and then back in. Great work. So as you can see, as she comes to that sprawl, her back is nice and straight. As she comes up, chest up, and then back down.
Helps to have nice and wide feet too.
Yes, wide feet for this. And back to that squat position as she comes up, and then back down to plank. And now we're going to switch. We're going to finish it off with our jog on the spot.
Thank goodness those sprawls are hard. You guys, you should do high knees though.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Get those knees up, get those arms moving. We have
Oh my
20
God.
seconds left.
Okay.
You've got this. And last 10. And 3, 2, and rest. You've earned it. Great job.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick rest for about 30 seconds and then we'll move on to our last 4 exercises. Good workout so far.
Yeah, it's a great workout. I needed it. At the end of the day, guess you only have no power here if you're wondering why it's so dark.
Yeah.
We lost power, so we're trying to film this before the sun goes down and post it on Facebook since we can't go live tonight. So,
A little improvising today.
almost coming back.
So now we have our next strength portion. So it's going to be a different 4 exercises, but similar to the first 4, and then all strength, a mix between legs and arms. So our first one is going to be a pendulum lunge. So you're going to step forward into that lunge, and then stepping into a back lunge, and then back to the forward lunge. So we'll do one leg at a time. So coming through, and then back. So if you need, you can step in the middle to kind of catch your balance. Some people have a hard time, so she can step back in between, or you can swing right through, so keeping that leg. So depending on your balance, if you want to challenge yourself, and then we'll switch legs next time. Next, we have our bent over row, but we'll explain that as we get there.
Okay, want me to show it?
We'll show it, demo it. So bent over row, you're gonna be bent over, back is nice and straight, bringing those arms up.
Okay, this way?
Yeah, that way. Arms up nice and close, and then back down. So elbows back, and then back down. Great work. So she wants her back is nice and straight. If I were to stick a broomstick, it would match. So keeping those shoulders back, looking straight ahead in front of her.
Oops.
Great work. And then our next movement, number 3, is going to be a deadlift. So it's going to be a suitcase deadlift. She's going to hold both the dumbbells by her side. Feet again are shoulder width apart. She's going to go down and back up. Again, her back is nice and straight, pushing that tailbone back as she comes down into that deadlift, having a bend in her knees, and then standing back up. And then our last movement is targeted for our core, so it's going to be a dead bug. So you're going to lie down on the ground on your mat. So your back wants to be glued to the ground. We have the tendency to lift up our low back as we lower our legs. So you're going to lower one leg, opposite arm, opposite leg, and then back together. So alternating each side, and then back and forth. So that will be movement number 4. So we'll get started in about 10 seconds with our pendulum lunge.
Do they use weights for this one?
So you can use a weight. Okay. If you have one weight, you can hold it at your chest, kind of in that goblet position.
Okay.
Or no weight at all. So it's kind of challenging both ways. Kind of preference on this one. We'll get started in 3, 2, let's go. Or if you have 2 dumbbells, you can hold them up at your shoulders as well as another option. Or again, always that odd object.
And their knee and their hip angle when they come down should be 90?
That's correct. You want to make sure your chest is up for this movement like Michelle as she comes forward and back. Great work. We have 15 seconds left.
It's a lot harder with that weight at the chest.
And 3, 2, 1, and we'll switch sides.
Okay, right away?
Sure. So other
Sure,
leg.
she says. She's not the one doing the work.
It's easier watching.
Exactly. Sure, just keep going. No rest. You don't need it.
Great job. Just 20 seconds left.
I think round 2 will go weightless.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little break between sets for round
Nice.
2. Great job. Last 5 seconds. And 3, 2, rest.
I tried to skip early.
Great work. So quick rest, and now we have our bent over row. So you're gonna grab both of those dumbbells, and then you're gonna bend forward, so keeping those shoulders back, chest up, arms nice and close, and then back down. So again, if you find yourself swinging too much with that movement, maybe try a lighter weight. Or you could always hold one dumbbell with both hands, bringing it in and then back down. So if that's the other option, if you don't have 2 dumbbells. And last 10 seconds.
You can make it harder by adding that little pulse at the top again, just like
That's
with
right.
that other lunge, right?
Squeezing those shoulder blades together.
Okay.
Great work. Now we have our suitcase deadlift. So holding both your dumbbells by your side, and we'll get started. So pushing that tailbone back, back is nice and straight. Bending her knees as she comes down, and then standing back up. So again, feet are shoulder width apart, pressing into the ground through your heels, and then back to standing. I find with the deadlift, you want to keep your core nice and engaged because it can be a core movement, even though it might not seem like it. Really works that core, those hamstrings, legs. And we have 10 seconds left.
So if you don't have weights, squat jump maybe?
Yes, if you don't have weights, you can do a squat jump. So coming down in that squat and then jumping up is your other option. So next, 4th exercise, we have our dead bug. So you're gonna lie on the ground if you wanna grab that mat. So you're gonna extend opposite arm, opposite leg out, and then back together. So as you extend out, she's pushing her heel out, her foot is flexed, and then back. So pushing that low back into the ground, we'll get started. Nice work. So again, opposite arm, opposite leg, back together, and then switching sides. Great work. We have 10 seconds left. And done. Nice work. So we'll take a quick rest and then we'll move on to our second round of these 4 exercises.
That was good. You may have gotten me to sweat just a little bit. And you know what? I decided I'm not going to be a wimp today. I may next time. And I'm actually going to grab that dumbbell again for the pendulum lunges.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Stay consistent.
You're motivated. What she said.
Okay, so we'll get started in about 10 seconds. So back to that pendulum lunge. She's gonna hold the weight at her chest. And we'll get started in 3, 2, let's go. So again, if you don't have weights, you can do it without, or if you have a backpack, put weights in that backpack or books or whatever you have. You throw the backpack on your back, we'll hold it up at your chest as well.
I will try that at home.
Yeah, it's a good home workout.
Maybe we should do a back workout next time.
I like that.
Yeah. So what leg should they be starting with? Does it matter? Should they switch the lead leg? Or do you start with the weaker leg? What do you suggest?
Usually I start with my weaker leg.
Okay. So if my left leg is weaker, I should start both sets with the left leg first.
That's what I would recommend.
Okay.
Yeah. That way you're working it first, working it all. Tired out. Okay, great. Now we're gonna switch sides. So alternating other leg. So again, she's staying up nice and right. Those shoulders are back, chest up as she moves forward and back.
Now the interesting thing is when you come forward, most of the work is in the front leg, and when I lunge backwards, most of it's in the front leg, but they're different legs.
Yeah.
So right now it's my left leg that's working, now it's my right leg. That's why I like these lunges.
It's a good switch. It's not just like a standard lunge that we just target that one leg. It kind of gets both.
Yeah.
Each side. So last 10 seconds here. 3, 2, great work. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to that bent over row. So again, her back is nice and straight, bringing those arms up, elbows back, and then back down. So again, you can, if you have your weights are too light, you can add a pulse at the top and then back. So again, she's not swinging her shoulders are staying in one position, and then she's coming back down. So that back stays nice and straight, pushing that tailbone out, bending the knees. Last 10 seconds. Great work. Now movement number 3, we're gonna go back to our deadlift. So holding the weights by your side, we have our suitcase deadlift. Standing in that shoulder width position, coming down, pushing that tailbone back, and then back to standing. And again, as Michelle said before, if you don't have weights, you can do a squat jump, so coming down and then jumping up into that squat position, fully extending at the top, or you can just do an explosive air squat as well if that's too much impact. That's our body weight alternative. Great work, last 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Now we have our last movement. We're gonna go back to our dead bug. So pushing that low back into the ground, alternating. Perfect. So opposite arm, opposite leg, and then back together. So again, you're keeping your feet flex, pushing that heel out as you extend, and then back. So really pushing that low back into the ground, working that core. Great work. You have 10 seconds left, so last 10 seconds. And 3, 2, and rest. Great job. That's your workout for today. So a good full body workout, a mix of strength and cardio. So we got it all. Thanks for joining us. I hope you all got a good workout in. I think Michelle did. Make sure to stretch it out at the end. And if you feel like it, you can repeat again. So just replay the video.
You, not me. Have fun, guys. Do it again 2 more times.